If you think you have to travel to a big city to see this nation's monuments, well, you don't. If you want to see some of the monuments that built this nation, just take a drive around the Wabash Valley. We did a few years ago, and there they were, old barns. Old barns that once served America are decaying and disappearing. Maybe it's time we take one more look before they fade into history.
Does this look like any kind of monument? Could this rundown building symbolize greatness? Well, the answer is yes. These are the old barns that dot our countryside. Many of them look sad and forlorn nowadays, but they are still symbols of hope and strength. From the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s, barns were at the heart of America and the soul of every farm.
For those of us who grew up along the back roads of this country, nothing can bring back kidhood memories quite like an old barn of cows and horses, the beating of pigeon wings echoing up there in the rafters. Our grandparents built these old beauties for very practical reasons, but barns became much more. They became a place to dance, to talk, to cry, cuss, or to just daydream.
If barns could talk, what stories they could tell. But thanks to people like Jim Hicks, they don't have to.
Looks like they've reused some hand-hewed timbers out of a old structure, an old barn, as you can see, the broadaxe marks here.
You know, you go down south.
We found this barn historian poking around a 19th century dairy barn on this day. Jim can tell you every detail of barn building, but like most of us who grew up in rural America, he'd rather tell you about his barn memories.
You've been busting your tail putting in hay in July or August, and all of a sudden this rainstorm comes through, and you crawl up there in the haymow and take a nap with the rain trickling on the tin roof and that sweet smell of that hay coming up.
Only the earthy smell of harvest long past remain today in most barns, skeletons of another time. Some barns are still the soul of the farm, and some look like picture postcards. Someone's worked very hard to help us remember barns at their best. But many barns are the loners and leaners of the countryside, propped up by vines and tree limbs, fearing the weight of the winter's first snow. But others will not see that first snow. The silo has lost its friend, and it seems in a way, so have we. We'll still have barns, of course, and they'll be good ones, but they won't be the barns that built a nation.
The pegs are hickory.
Their farming days have come to an end. Only the pigeons live here now. Only the wind whistles rumors of what happened here years ago. We tell our kids to travel to the great cities of this nation to look upon its grand monuments. Maybe sometimes we should just tell them to look out the window.